Rosalie. Cats. Curl. A conker cat. Fell over. I'll make another one. Right, a conker for his head. Now, he needs a face drawing on him. Some whiskers. Oh. 2 eyes. Whiskers. Oh. And a mouth. Yep. Now, a body. A fat body, I think, for this cat. And stick it on in some plasticine. See if that's enough. There it is. Body and head. And not to forget his spiky ears. They're plasticine too. So you can hear. Maybe a mouse. And to finish him off, a stringy tail. That's where the tail goes, underneath. Oh, I think I'll make another animal to go with this conker cat. You know what it might be? Use this one, put a face on the front. Good conkers have got a place where you can put faces on. It's a light circle, all of them have got one. Whiskers again, but he's not a cat. What do you think he might be? It's got a long stringy tail. Longer tail than the cat. There we go. What have you guessed? He's a conker mouse. Meow. Meow. Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to look at the Queen. Pussycat, pussycat, what did you there? I frightened a little mouse under the chair. Conker animals. If you've got any conkers, you could try making some of these. The story today has got lots of conkers in. So, with these leftover conkers, I'll pop them under the clock. Come and have a look. There. They can go right in the middle. Now, before Rosalind tells the story, have a look at the clock and see if you know what time it says today. Do you know? Well, the long hand's pointing straight up, so that means it's something o'clock, and the short hand is pointing to the number 8. So today the clock says 8 o'clock.
The story today is called Conker's Bonkers, and it's about a man called Mr. Higgins who didn't like winter, he didn't like spring, he didn't even like summer, but he loved autumn. Now you might think Mr. Higgins liked autumn because of the golden autumn leaves, but that wasn't the reason. Mr. Higgins wasn't interested in leaves. You might think it's because he liked the big red apples hanging on the trees, but that wasn't the reason. Mr. Higgins wasn't interested in apples. So you're probably wondering why Mr. Higgins liked autumn so much. Well, there was only one answer. Conkers. Mr. Higgins was Conker's bonkers. Stark raving Conker's bonkers. There was an old horse chestnut tree in Mr. Higgins' garden, which he used to watch very carefully. When he saw the young conkers beginning to appear on the tree, he'd take his deck chair out onto the lawn and sit staring up at the tree all day long. "Conker's bonkers," said his neighbours. "Conker's bonkers," yelled the children over the garden wall. But Mr. Higgins didn't care. He'd got more important things on his mind. One day, Mr. Higgins was out in his garden, staring up at the tree, when suddenly, bonk. Ooh, said Mr. Higgins. What was that? He looked around and saw a conker, the first conker of the autumn. He picked it up. It was still in its prickly green case, so he carefully put his thumbs in between the prickles and squeezed and pulled, and there, lying inside, pressed up against the creamy white walls of the case, was a big, round, brown conker. He took it out. It felt sticky and damp, very smooth. Conkers are bonkers too, thought Mr. Higgins. Hard, spiky and prickly on the outside, and round, damp and silky smooth on the inside. What a little beauty. And he put it in his pocket. Well, every day after that, more conkers fell from the tree. Plonk, bonk, plonk, bonk, plonk, bonk, plonk, bonk, 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 bonk. Mr. Higgins had never had so many conkers before. He put them on the window sills, along the shelves, around the carpet, in the fridge, on the telly, everywhere. Conkers bonkers, said his neighbours. Conkers bonkers, yelled the children. But Mr. Higgins didn't care. He'd got more important things to think about. As the autumn days passed, fewer and fewer conkers fell from the tree. Plonk, bonk, plonk, bonk. Finally, there was only one conker left, right at the very tip-top of the tree, and there it stayed, swinging gently to and fro. That conker nearly drove Mr. Higgins bonkers. It was the biggest, roundest, fattest, brownest conker in the world. He tried everything to get it down. He tried shaking the tree with his bare hands. But that didn't bring it down. He tried jumping up and down and shouting at it. Come down here, you great silly conker. But that didn't bring it down. He tried whispering to it and coaxing it. Now you listen to me, my little beauty. You come on down here and I'll take care of you. But that didn't bring it down. Conkers bonkers, said his neighbours. Conkers bonkers, yelled the children over the garden wall. I don't care, said Mr. Higgins. I just want that conker. And he kicked the tree in a temper. Plonk! The conker fell from the tree and landed right at Mr. Higgins' feet. He couldn't believe his eyes. He picked it up and danced around the garden. Yippee! Yippee! He shouted. Conkers bonkers, said his neighbours. Conkers bonkers, yelled the children. Yes, but look what I've got, said Mr. Higgins, and showed the conker to the children. It was this big. Ooh, Mr. Higgins, you are lucky, said the children. You wait here a minute, said Mr. Higgins, and he went into his house. When he came out, he was carrying bags and bags of conkers. Here you are, he said. You can have these, and gave them to the children. Oh, thank you, Mr. Higgins, said the children. But what about you? Me? Oh, I'm all right. I've got this, the last conker of the autumn.
Which one's the conker and nope, not there. Conkers bonkers. This is a game you could try. It might send you a bit conkers bonkers though. All you need is one conker and 3 beakers, all the same. And you hide the conker under one beaker and then mix them about. Like that. And then you have to guess which beaker the conker's under. Easy. Do you know which one it is? Did you think it was this one? Nope, it wasn't. What about this one? Did you think it was this? Here we go. Yep. Nope. This one, you think? Well, of course it is. There we go. Not a bad game to try and trick some of your friends as well. Now, these leftover conkers can go with the others under the clock.
I'll put these leaves around there as well, I think, Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Finish off the pattern.
Leaves can make all sorts of patterns. And through the windows, you can see somebody enjoying a really good game amongst the leaves of autumn. Through the round window. Two dogs. That's Boner. And the small dog, that's Peanuts. Playing in a great big pile of autumn leaves. Peanuts has found a piece of wood. Boner looks like he's got an itchy back. Oh no, he's found something too. Could be a bone. Off they go again. Bone looks like he's trying to pull a branch down. Come on, says Peanuts. Yes, off they go. There's a really big tree that's been cut down. It's a good place to play. Where are they going now? Inside a hollow tree trunk. Oh, here's a horse. Lots of horses. That's a donkey. Off they go again. It's a really good place to explore. A wood in autumn. And off they go home. Hamble's got her woolly hat on. So's Big Ted. Little Ted's warm in his duffel coat. What do you think?